see. Welcome, everyone. Welcome. Okay. Persons. You put the number in the chat. 231. Hey Tony. Hey Brianna. Hey Small Fry. 615. 231. Yeah, I waited because I didn't want to. Hey, Tony, Brianna, Small Fry, victim of insanity. Let me pin it. I can't pin it on the computer. Obviously, I gotta go to the live and pin it. Hey, Night Houses. Pin. There we go. All right, so I was going to do a video on it today, but I decided to, you know what, just go live and talk about it that way, because it's a lot. It's a lot. So let me share my screen. I just want to know, basically, in other words, what are we going? First of all, I'm going to show you the missing persons. I'm going to show you the missing persons. And this is Kern County. Okay. Kern County. And this specific one right here, I guess they had a National Missing Persons Day. And on the National Missing Persons Day, these are the people that they posted on KGET.com. These are the people that they posted. So I want to know, what are we doing about the missing people? Is anybody fighting for these missing people? I mean, are they searching for these missing people? What are we doing? What are they doing? I mean, do they have enough people to look for these people? Do you have the amount of law enforcement to do so? I mean, do you have enough people to look? And of course, Orne and Orson are on here. They are on here. I've seen them. They're right there. Where my cursor is. For those who don't know, Kern County is in California. So we have a lot of missing people. Is there what's going on? Is there a serial abductor out there that's abducting people and children? Because this is not just children. You got women and men. And some people, as you can see, are becoming up deceased. You're just looking for bodies now. So what is happening to these people? And obviously they've been taken for nefarious reasons. So since they've been taken for nefarious reasons. That's a crime in itself. That's a crime in itself. Beautiful young people. Beautiful young people. Missing 13-year-old girl. Family looking for missing 13-year-old girl. Girl suspected leaving home with a 28-year-old man. And he should be locked up. He should be locked up. Beautiful little girl. Beautiful. And I can keep on scrolling down the list. It's sad. What are we doing about these missing persons, people? What are we doing about it? What are we doing? And I know the desert is a place where if you do want to get rid of a body, if you are committing a crime, you would go to California you could dispose of someone. You could dispose of a body there in the desert. Excuse me. You could do that. You could obviously do that. I just want you guys to see all these missing people. Kern County. It's very sad. I'm trying to go slow. You see Jacqueline and Trezell, they're on there for Orrin and Orson. But the list goes on and on. What are we doing to help solve these missing person cases? What are we doing? How do all these people come up missing? But Orrin and Orson opened up a big can of worms for Kern County. That's for sure. Because now people are wanting to know, how do people just come up missing in Kern County alone? And we know Orrin and Orson is the biggest case that they've dealt with. It's opened up a can of worms. Like, what are y'all doing about the past missing persons? Do y'all just let it turn cold? You look for a little bit, stop looking for a little bit, and then you let it go cold? What is it that you do? I mean, what are y'all doing to find these people? Are y'all still accepting tips for these older people, these older children, these women, these men? What are y'all doing? Because some of these people have been on here for years. And it's sad. It's sad, but they deserve to get some type of attention. Being missing so long, they deserve to get some type of attention that we didn't forget about you. We didn't forget about you either. Don't even know if somebody still is looking for you. Right here. Current secret witness. Okay, so in this case, there was a secret witness that the reward was given to. So they didn't give out their name. Okay. So that looked like that case had a good ending, I'm assuming. But there's a lot of people here just gone. Just gone. Just gone off the face of the earth. And I just want to know what's being done about it. What's being done about it? And it goes on and on. But they definitely deserve some attention. That y'all need to see that all these people that has gone missing in Kern County. Some people have been found. Some people have been found deceased. Where they found bodies. But they're being found. So I don't know if they're still doing investigations on the missing persons that's being discovered. So I hear 33 missing children, including some who were sexually exploited, found in Southern California. And the FBI was involved in this operation. So is this a possibility of what's going on? Of where all these people are coming up missing? I can't see y'all's chat when I'm sharing the screen, so let me go into my channel on my phone. 1 second. Go into my chat. Hey, everyone coming in. Hey, Becky, Victim Insanity, Bruce, Kimberly. I never hit the like button. Okay. So what's your point? If you never hit the like button. Let me turn the sound on.
You will find something. We'll find something new.
Why are you even here? To bring negative energy or something? What is your point?
The
Kimberly.
FBI has found dozens of missing children in Los Angeles. It's all part of what's being called Operation Lost Angels. The operation involved the LAPD, the LA County Sheriff's Department, and 24 other local agencies. Of the 33 children found, 8 were being sexually exploited or trafficked. All were between the ages of 13 and 17. Now, the operation also resulted in the arrest of a suspected human trafficker. Multiple other investigations have been started as well. The FBI says rescuing the victims is just the first step in the recovery process.
So we absolutely take a victim approach to this, a victim services approach. We make sure that they're provided with basic needs, food, clothing, medical care, and even opportunities to get jobs and become functioning in society after their victimization.
The FBI says its caseload for both sex and labor traffic-related crimes have increased in recent years, and the agency is conducting more than 1,800 pending investigations.
The world is a noisy place. People talk at each other and over each other. But
so they found. So
every night,
yesterday when we did our live, it was brought up by multiple, people about kids coming up missing, about bus happening. Okay, so there are multiple bus. Yes, it's very sad. Multiple bus. Excuse me. That they had in Kern County, where you have children in missing persons, children being trafficked or whatever, and older children are being trafficked. So they have all these buses going on. And people are also wondering, is it a possibility? Could that somehow in some way be connected? I don't know. You know what I'm saying? It is a possibility. I'm not sure. Yeah, hey Mercedes. I'm not sure if that is even a connection, but I mean, there are drug busts going on all throughout.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden
All those type of
surprised some
things is
guard
going on.
members at the
I still
Capitol
got it
today.
on.
She
Hold on.
brought them cookies. The stop came after hearing they had to sleep.
Yeah, anything is definitely possible. So you have those 33 missing children that were from what, 13 to like 17. And if you've seen the video, I don't know, it looked like they was putting them in handcuffs. I don't know if it's because maybe they didn't want to go on their own, but it looked like they was handcuffing some of the younger children. Some of the between the 13 and 17 year old, the teens, they was like they was handcuffing them. I'm not sure if it's because they didn't want to, leave on their own, but yeah, that was kind of, and they was dressed provocatively, so we don't know if they was pressured into their lifestyle or if they was runaways and was talked into, hey, if you do this, that for me, if you work for me, if you go out here and make this money for me and sleep with me, I'll give you a place to lay your head, I'll give you food, or I'll give you shelter, things of that nature, because you do have those people that prey on young people that run away from certain lifestyles, that are young children that are victims or run away from abuse and neglect. And you have them go out there, and when they do go out there, they go into the wrong hands of people. And so you have those wrong hands of people, and they make money off of these young children. They make money. So they make money off these young children that can't really mentally make decisions for themselves, and they take advantage of them. Okay? So they are constantly, and it's like, is it a thing? It must be a big problem because it's constantly happening. There's multiple busts going on every time I look around. Even if I go on KGET News, I'm constantly seeing busts going on with drugs, children being exploited. This is a thing. So I just, I want to bring some attention to the missing people in Kern County, because there need to be some attention need to be brought to them. I mean, it's not fair that no one is looking for them, and I just don't think it's right that no one's looking for them. No one's looking for them. No one's fighting for them. No one's talking for them. No one's advocating for them. They're just gone, and it's like people have forgot about these people. So no, I want to bring some awareness to those missing people. They're not forgotten, and I don't know if they're not staffed adequately in California or what's going on. I don't know why, but they need some attention brought to them. Just period. They need some attention brought to them. And let me look at something else. Oh, and it was something else. Was the victim even saying? Let me see. Is it this phone? I got too many dang phones, y'all. I got too many phones. But she sent me something. Oh, okay, Bruce. Victim of insanity. Let me go to your message. She sent me something about the Orrin and Orson case. Okay, about the stove. Okay. So, it was attention brought yesterday. I had to go back and read it. Someone brought to the attention that what Trezell was talking about, that he was finding the fireplace. There you go. Thank you. The fireplace. Okay. So he said he was throwing wood. Okay. He was throwing wood. And allegedly it's a gas fireplace. You would burn wood in a gas fireplace. It's a resounding no. That is, if your setup is a true gas only fireplace in this type of installation, burning wood is extremely hazardous. With other kinds of gas fireplaces, you might be able to burn wood, but only under the right conditions. Okay, so the fireplace allegedly is a gas fireplace. Someone brought that up yesterday. I don't know who it was, but victim of insanity, she went to go look it up. And the Senate is a gas fireplace. So Trezell saying that he went to go throw wood. He was throwing wood while the boys were playing outside. It seemed it's looking kind of like you lied. Looking kind of sketchy. Looking sketchy. Very sketchy. So let me go ahead and address that. And it was something else. Let me go back to it. Oh, the video. The adoption process video. I've never burned wood in gas fireplace. You don't do that. Exactly, Bruce Davis. But I'm still looking into, I want to say a YouTuber put out information on the house, and the information on the house said it was a gas fireplace. Okay, a gas fireplace. So if it's a gas fireplace, that would mean gas turn on light if it was lighter. Okay, Bruce. That would mean it wouldn't it would be no need for the wood. It would be no need for the wood. Let me, you know what? I could pull it up on here. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna pull it up on here. Let me pull it up on here. So y'all can see what we got going on. Come on. It's raining. It's storming here. I don't know. But it's really, really storming. I said my channel. Shut the fuck up. Hey, little bitch. Shut the fuck. How do we get here? Your channel. There we go. So let's go to the last video that we did. Let's go to the last video. I don't want to hit play. Let's pause. Let's go down. Right here. Okay, let me see. Also, I posted the adoption process video because a lot of people will still it was that video, wrong video. Had questions about Jacqueline and Trezell and the process with them adopting. Yes, hello.
Yeah, hi, Queen. It's me, Bruce.
Hey, Bruce, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, and I hope you and the chat's doing well. I just thought of something. It's broke now, but like the gas one I have, you would it's got like a little button like you would push, like you know how you'll like you would pull a lawnmower or something and stuff to get it to start, right?
Right.
Well, this thing just had like a button you had to push a couple of times, and it would light up. Now, obviously, it's fake because it's gas, but it looks like there's a log in there and it's burning. And you just said that, and I was sitting there thinking, I never heard him say. I know he said he was burning wood, right?
Right.
So I'm just sitting there thinking now, your friend Source just said it was gas. I'm sitting there thinking, who in their right mind you would never do that.
Right.
Now,
he said he was throwing wood. Mm-hmm. He said he was throwing wood for a fire. He needed wood for a fire. Mm-hmm.
I remember him saying that, and but now this stuff is getting wacky. Like I've been hearing, like, even after just a little while ago, man, stuff is just like it's not making sense.
Yes,
him sitting in the car. I told somebody the other day, 10 minutes. He didn't yell. I don't know if you guys think, but myself, I usually do just sitting back listening and just trying to learn and not say a word. But it just seems like there is a lot of weird stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
I can't put it together. I'm doing something working, and then 10 minutes later, my mind is like, why did he sit in his van 10 minutes? If that was your kid's Queen or mine or any of these men and women in this chat, they would do whatever. They would even probably go over the fence, and if that means you're going to get arrested, then I guess you would get arrested.
Right.
Right. I don't know, man. This case is
everything they said was weird. Everything just made no sense. And him throwing wood for a fire and having a gas fireplace. You know, right. We already knew he was lying, but it just more, just more truth.
I watched because I missed you. I wasn't getting your notifications, and I left the thing in your chat message. Yeah, and I got it today. But I remember listening. I watched both your last replays of your lives, and you had a gentleman on that was a truck driver. And I'm telling you, this guy, he flew. He
McTanner the trucker.
Much good information.
McTanner the trucker. You talking about him?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like him.
That man
he was very informative.
I mean, seriously, he's an intelligent man, obviously, but just listening to him, and I've been listening to a lot of different people, Queen, and it just seems like there's a lot of real fishy, weird stuff that people are saying that really shouldn't be talked about, that maybe it's not a part of it.
Right.
I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think about this all the time, man. I'm thinking about this almost every day, man. Sometimes even when like I said, at work, it just comes to mind. This man sat outside for 10 minutes. So either the kids were never there, or the kids were there, and somehow they got pushed into it. I don't know. I don't want to speculate something that I don't know.
Right.
Did he go out the front door? because nobody had any footsteps of the little guys.
Well, I don't think the kids was ever at that. They wasn't
So you
there
don't
that
think
day.
just the
I
four
think
kids that were there, that were caught on camera or whatever.
right. I think the children been missing for a while. I don't think they were there that day. I think all of that was a story.
Oh, okay.
I think they've been missing for a while. That they did something to the kids or gave them to somebody.
That makes a lot. Now that makes a lot of sense now, see, because I know I've been trying to put them like they're there, but a lot of people are saying they don't think they were ever at that house.
Hey, Maureen.
And I think you're probably right.
Now they probably was maybe have been there at some point, but I know they was missing before that day.
Do you know
they were
when they bought that house? Do you think maybe that they were there when they first bought that place?
I don't possibly. We won't know until they
it's just weird.
Find out something.
I just wish they could get found. I know
and then
not
all
my
those
kids,
missing people.
There are kids, man. Like, you know, people would do whatever. You know, I pray for them, and I pray for all the information. And I appreciate everything like you do, and other ones. I'm not going to mention names on your channel, but I appreciate.
Yeah, there's a lot of YouTubers out there working,
and people, being real, not messing around, playing games and fighting, and all the. We're adults, man. Like all the dumb drama, like it happens. I get it, but I appreciate what you do, and everybody else that's on the ground, and people that are actually doing stuff.
Yeah,
I was never into crime.
I appreciate them too.
Until now. So thank you, dear, and
thank you, Bruce.
God bless you all, man.
Thank you for calling in, Bruce. Yes, definitely. That's what we are praying for. Thank you. But yeah, so Victim of Insanity did bring so the YouTuber, when they was giving out information for the house, talked about there was in the description when they're giving you information about the house, there was a gas fireplace. So that is very, very, yes, unity. No drama. Unity. But no, I do appreciate all of the YouTubers out there that are pushing for the boys and doing everything for Orrin and Orson, because at the end of the day they need us together. Pushing for one goal is to find out what happened to the boys, wait for answers. It's about Orrin and Orson. It's not about all the drama and all the things that that was going on. It's about one thing. So I appreciate the people that are genuinely fighting for the boys and that are in it to bring them home and to find out what happened to them. Definitely, because that's what this is all about. But love to you too, Bruce. Much love to you too. No, I appreciate you guys. Yes, Mercedes. Okay, Mercedes, I said just last week we had 23-degree weather and I was not throwing wood at all in these mountains, but I did turn my space heater on. Just my opinion, they are fishy. So yeah, so if that is true that the fireplace is gas, that's just another lie that we already knew on top of the other lies Giselle was already saying. Okay, so let me just address that. Okay, Dova, hello. That's just another lie that we already knew he was lying. I mean, we already knew Giselle was lying, but that's just add on another lie on top of the other lies that he already told us. Okay, so thank you, Victim of Insanity, for bringing that to my attention. So I wanted to bring that update or whatever to the live as well. Exactly, Maureen. So that means he will be lying, because you wouldn't need wood for a gas fireplace. Correct me if I'm wrong, you would not. Okay. Yes, a very obvious lie. Okay. So that information came up as well yesterday. So we addressed that. We addressed if y'all rewind it back or watch it back later, we brought up the more missing people and persons in Kern County, which is I don't know if they are, what they're going to do about it, but they needed some attention because nobody is really talking about all the other missing people in Kern County. We don't know when the last time they searched or looked, are there still open cases? Are they cold cases? We don't know nothing about what we're doing, but we're trying to fight so Orrin Orson case will not be a cold closed case without any answers. So we don't want that to happen to Orrin and Orson, like what happened to the other cases that we just seen. And it was a long list of missing persons, some persons found deceased, some found alive. But it's just a long, long list. Some people still missing, never been found. It's been years. You have children, you have women, you have men, you have teens. You have all type of missing people in Kern County. And I just want to know, what are they doing about these missing people, and what is really going on? What's going on about these missing people? Yes, just me. Yes. Okay, Brianna. Okay. Yeah. So you wouldn't need wood for a gas fireplace. So that's been brought to the attention. So we had to address that because that's a very obvious lie. And no. On top of the other lies we already were aware of. Okay. So I did the adoption process for Jacqueline Trezell. And so to make sure everybody, and there was a lot of questions about it, but they run your fingerprint. They do all of that. They do the background check. They had the 12-hour class on there. They do all of that. And people was kind of still stuck on the fact that Jacqueline Trezell still got the kids. I mean, at the end of the day, there's no way for CPS to know that they were people that harmed children. I mean, there was no way for them to know. I mean, I get it. People are upset about it, but there's no way for CPS to know. There's no way. They were able to outsmart the process and do what they did. That's what they was able to do. So people feel like CPS is at, fault, or the adoption agencies at fault, like they didn't do their job far as checking in. But I believe that CPS did check in at some point. I mean, possibly they was about to check in again. That's why Jacqueline Trezell came out with this whole other story, is because they probably had another check-in, so we can't say for sure with the adoption process until everything comes out. Did CPS do their checkups, or the adoption agency do everything they were supposed to do? Because they showed the process that Jacqueline Trezell went through. And if they met all the requirements, they were able to adopt or foster children. And CPS are required to do their checkups. That's what the lady herself said. They are required. So we can assume or not assume that CPS did their checkups. And the only way will us for find out if the CPS come out and say yes or no, we didn't do our regular visits. I mean, that's the only way for us to know. Yes, Kelly, praying for the boys. Okay, so I'm glad you brought that up, just me. The job situation. Well, we know they don't have any jobs now, but have y'all ever thought of the fact that y'all didn't hear at the very beginning that Giselle was working in with some type of company that went out of business, that closed down? Y'all never heard that? So I believe they had some type of income as jobs before they started fostering the children. Then after the money started rolling in, they stopped working. But like almost 3 months ago, at the very beginning, I want to say I heard he was working. He had a job at the very beginning, and stopped working, or his company, whoever he's working for, is closed down. So at some point he did possibly allegedly have income, and when the foster money started coming in, that's when they stopped working. Far as him, I don't know if Jacqueline ever worked because she was the one homeschooling, allegedly. So with that being said, that's probably how they got qualified to foster. Yes, security guard. Thank you, Maureen. At the very beginning, I don't know if y'all coming in on the end or the middle, but if you've been following this from like the very beginning, he was working as a security guard with some company. And they went out of business or something. He had a job. Like we've been on it from the very beginning, like when it first happened. So if you're coming in, it kind of looks bad. Well, this is it's horrible. But he had some type of income at some point to be able to foster the children. Now, what happened to his job? Allegedly, it closed down. Something happened. He stopped working, and then they were only living off of the funds from being foster parents. But at some point, at the beginning, he did have some type of income to be able to foster them. I don't think they just gave him the kids without having some type of income. Yeah, he had a background. Yeah, they did a background check. Oh, what'd you say, John Q? Person listing for outweigh law enforcement ability to handle all the new cases that was under. Oh yes, John Q, definitely. I don't believe that they're staffed enough to handle all those missing persons. Like they would have to get outside help, some type of reinforcement elsewhere to help handle all those missing persons and crimes out there, because they got to do something about it. They got to. It's too many missing people out there. Yeah, Kelly is crazy. Not even a doctor. I mean, well, hopefully a doctor calls in. I know that they were asking for a doctor. Anybody that's seen the kids, please reach out to law enforcement. So hopefully they've been to a doctor at some point where someone can reach out to law enforcement, and then we'll know something then. Hey, JR, baby. Hey, Ghost Ninja. Let me see if I missed anything else. I don't understand why the bio mom even knew about Jack when Giselle had adopted those two boys. Files on children are closed until they're 18. Why would she have been involved? Well, at first, yes, hey, MTGB TV. At first, they had visits when they were foster children. Ryan didn't have visits with Orrin and Orson when they were in the West custody before the West adopted them. So she had visits with the children. So that's how they was aware of each other. And that was 2 years prior. Because they had them 2 years before they adopted them. They had the 2 children, 2 years. Yes, Tony, there was another bus of 150 children were rescued. Yes, it's been a lot of bus. Yes, a lot of bus. Hey, baby. That was a. Let me see. Yeah, only 13 detectives in Cal City. Yeah, I hope they're found safe too. Well, some people think sex trafficking is a possibility. Some people believe that sex trafficking, that they were sold. Some people believe that. But they had a wood stove too. But he didn't. Okay, if he did have a wood stove too, he didn't say he was getting wood for his stove. He's saying he was getting wood for his fireplace because he wanted to create a fire. So either way he meant it was still a lie. You get what I'm saying? Hey, Crystal. Let me look up and see if I can find that $150. I mean, not $150. Lord, I'm thinking about money. 150 children that were rescued. 93 of the 150. Let's see if I can find it. Hold on. Let me see.
The FBI has found dozens of children.
Was it Kern County, Tony? I'm trying to think, was it Bakersfield or was it in Cal City? LA. Oh Lord, that's Tennessee. Oh God. That's where I'm at. That's Tennessee. That's Tennessee. I don't know why it's coming up Tennessee. That's in Tennessee, y'all. Let me go down. Los Angeles. 450 people arrested. Authorities made hundreds of arrests and rescued dozens of adult juvenile victims during the annual statewide operation to combat human trafficking. Los Angeles law enforcement agency announced Thursday more than 100 federal, state, and local agency task force participated in Operation Reclaim and rebuild across California between January 26th, February the 1st, according to Los Angeles Police Department. The statewide effort resulted in 450 people arrested, 51 which for an alleged felony crime. How many of them were the kids, though? Let me see. Oh, my God. There was one from January 26th when a missing 15-year-old girl from Nevada was rescued after investigators with the San Luis County's County's Corner Human Trafficking answered an online sex advertisement and arranged a meetup. Authorities were also able to apprehend a suspected trafficker following a brief pursuit, according to Hinman. The same day, LAPD officers, no thanks, rescued 3 young female individuals after seeing them engaging in possible commercial sex activity near 76. It was at Figueroa Streets in the Vermont Knolls neighborhood of South Los Angeles. A vehicle approached them, and the Three Doves Way traffic stop was conducted on the vehicle. And officers detained 3 males and 3 females, 2 of whom were underage. According to Hanman, investigators determined that one of the men had been trafficking the females, leading to his arrest. And this is what, LA? Yep. Commercial sex has continued over the last year. He noted that even though the number of cases filed appeared to be lower in 2020, that was not necessarily an indicator that commercial sex activity declined. Based on my experience, it has increased. And resources have been diverted due to civil unrest and the pandemic that caused there to be this decrease in the filings. They didn't say how many of them were children. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, let's last year. But last year, Operation Reclaim and Rebuild netted 518 arrests and the rescue of 87 victims across the state in 2019. The same operation resulted in 337 arrests and 48 rescues. So it's an issue. That's a big problem there, then, in California. Let me see what y'all saying. It is a big problem. Oh, I can't keep up with y'all. Hey, D Sunshine. Now, look, Kendra, you good, baby? Yeah. It's sick. So on this one, it was 39 victims. And this was, let's see, this is on KTLA, Los Angeles News. This was posted February the 4th. Yeah, February the 4th. And they was able to retrieve, 39? Yeah, 39 victims. Let me go back. Let me see because I want to find the one. Yeah, Tennessee. And that's where I am, in Tennessee. It was bad. And Tennessee is right here. That's the one right there. Mm-hmm. So in Tennessee, at least 150 missing Tennessee children are safe following an extensive search and rescue effort that spans several states, authorities announced. The sleep and recovery effort, dubbed Operation Volunteer Strong, was launched in January after investigators identified 240 missing children across the state. So this is a big issue. Over the course of 2 weeks, U.S. Marshals and the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation conducted a joint series of raids, each of which turned up dozens of missing children. The operation concluded in February. So that was the big bust. So this must be a picture. It said 8 of the children were found out of state. 3 juvenile victims were identified as possible victims of human trafficking. A number of adults were also arrested on outstanding warrants as a result of the operation. And this is an issue too. Some of them left their home to run from situations or conflicts. Some are found with non-custodial parents or family members. Some fled from state custody. Some are dealing with abusive exploitation. That's what I'm saying. Some of these kids, like at the very beginning of this live, the 33 that they did in Kern County, those out of the 33 missing kids, all of them were like 13 to 17, and they were dressed provocatively, which they was probably coerced into sleeping, with people and being sold, but they were probably running from abuse and neglect, and they just ran to the street to be taken advantage of. And that was in Kern County, them 33 children. One child discovered in the operation had been the subject of an active kidnapping case. The suspect accusing Charles Dustin was taken into police custody. Many of the children now have been turned over to the state. So what do you do now that you turn them back over to the state? You got to get them in better foster homes so they won't run away again and be subjected to abuse and neglect, because that was the problem. The abuse and the neglect. That was the problem.
Fans just swooped off the side of the street and totally kidnapped and held in the basement of some guy's house, and that's just not how it happens. Every day from when I was age 10 to age 14, they weren't worried about being caught. They had almost an arrogance about them. I was given different substances to kind of placate me in the beginning and then to keep me from fighting back when I got older. I wasn't taking them consensually. We just remove ourselves from the situation mentally, floating away from your body.
The human trafficking hotline estimates that between
And this is just a 7-minute video, but
are trafficked in the United States every year, and roughly 25% of them are children sold for sex.
A lot of people think it doesn't happen near them. They think it happens in big cities or completely different countries, when it's happening everywhere, all across America, all the time.
At 10 years old, Kylie Gregg was forced into the horrors of sex trafficking, not by some nefarious criminal
yes, Crystal, they do.
City, but by a family in the American heartland.
It was a very small farming community in rural Ohio.
And a lot of these kids are missing, but they're running away from.
For 4 years, she was brought to strangers' houses, cheap motels, and truck stops, and sold to hundreds upon hundreds of men.
Is they assume that the way people get involved in sex trafficking is that they're picked up in these white vans, just swooped off the side of the street and totally kidnapped and held in the basement of some guy's house, and that's just not how it happens.
Tori Lowe is a community activist in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. When he's not protesting police violence or confronting gangs, he is rescuing teenage girls from traffickers.
A violent quest. I only go after human trafficking when it's somebody under 18. I have on record 187 rescues.
In 2018,
Wow.
Tory gained public notoriety for his role in saving a 16-year-old girl from an alleged sex trafficking ring. The girl had been missing from Milwaukee for a month when her frustrated parents asked Tory for help.
My name is Bonnie. I'm from Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I'm here in Chicago right now with Tori Lowe. We are looking for my daughter. She's been missing for over a month.
Using the power of social media, Tory was able to enlist the help of his followers.
Anybody has any information, please contact the family or the police department.
It wasn't long before the tips came in, the critical one being a Facebook Live post. The video was made by the alleged sex traffickers.
The people who had her thought that it was cool to put what they were doing to her on the internet.
Community awareness was what ultimately saved the young girl. She was rescued 100 miles from her home in Chicago.
I didn't wait for the politicians. I didn't wait for the police. We can bring the results ourselves. These are our children. We should get directly involved to try to solve these issues.
Tori Lowe also warns parents that human traffickers are using social media to contact and groom potential victims.
Social media is like a weapon in human trafficking because these girls could be sitting there on TikTok, on Snapchat, on Facebook, on Instagram, talking to predators in the house next to their parents. You should not let your child get on the internet without monitoring who she's talking to.
Tori has seen this tactic used more and more throughout his community.
In order for them to get lured away into the lifestyle, they have to want certain things.
They go after children or people with needs.
Yeah, they're
People
not
who
happy.
Need housing or need food or just need love, and they're not getting it from other places.
Yep.
It makes them susceptible to this type of abuse, and it makes it easy to groom them.
It's not complicated, but people want things and they can't get them, and somebody offers it to them.
Statistically, sex traffickers seek to exploit vulnerable populations, children in foster care, runaways, drug addicts, victims of abuse.
I was vulnerable for a number of reasons. I was molested really early in life. I didn't always have a secure place to sleep, or I didn't always know where my next meal was coming from. I just didn't have a parental figure to rely on. And all of these things kind of created a perfect storm that made me so much more susceptible to this type of abuse than another kid might be.
For Kylie, the grooming was a drawn-out, meticulous process, specifically designed to make her a prisoner of her own mind.
These things don't start out abusive. They're often wonderful relationships where you're kind of pampered, you're taking
Thank
care
you,
of.
Dova.
They treated me like I was family until I trusted them.
Yes,
And then
Bruce.
the exploitation began very slowly.
I appreciate y'all. Yes, they prey on the weak. They know.
So young, and because of my early life experiences,
Let me pause real
was
quick.
like, okay, this is normal.
They can tell which kids are loved, which ones being abused, which kids are being neglected, which one wants attention. They prey on certain children because they can tell if a child is lacking something, they can just tell. And then next thing you know, your child is gone. Your child is gone. And they're definitely going to drug your child. They're definitely going to take advantage of your child. They're definitely going to have your child sleeping with Tom, Dick, and Harry out here. And then there you go. They're into they know they know, because it is good to monitor your children. You have to monitor your children, everything that they do. You just have to, because you never know what they're doing. But a lot of these children are in the foster care, or running from abuse and neglect. It starts off, in homes, in separate homes, or in foster care, or wherever they're not getting the love, attention that they need. And then they venture off online. Somebody sees that, can tell that there's something going on with that child, that something's wrong with them, and then they get them just like that. They show them a little bit of love, a little bit of attention, and then your child is gone. Yep. I followed Epstein case.
This is just what it means to be a member of a family. This is what it means to be loved. This is just how things are.
The United States has long been a leader at fighting human trafficking around the world. Unfortunately, we have often fallen short when it comes to dealing with it in our own country. In 2012, President Obama addressed this issue.
Trafficking also goes on right here in the United States. For the first time at Hillary's direction, our annual trafficking report now includes the United States. Because we can't ask other nations to do what we are not doing ourselves.
Congress has since passed legislation designed to combat human trafficking domestically, in part by disrupting how sex work has been advertised online. As a consequence, in April of 2018, federal agencies seized the notorious website Backpage.com.
Backpage was the leading site for commercial sex promotion.
The legislation has had some unintentional consequences for the victims of sex trafficking.
Those ads were all leads for law enforcement. They were either leads for criminal activity or they were leads for rescuing sex trafficking victims. Now, there's ads all over the place. Law enforcement stopped shooting the fish in the barrel of Backpage, and they have now had to redeploy their resources towards walking the streets. Now they're rescuing fewer sex trafficking victims.
Underage sex trafficking victims are some of the most marginalized people in our society. The details of their lives may vary, but the vast majority of them will go untold and forgotten. Unfortunately, when these victims turn 18, they are far more likely to be arrested for prostitution than to be treated for the trauma forced upon them. Kylie Gregg was barely a teenager when she was forced into the horrors of sex trafficking. The fact that she was sold to hundreds upon hundreds of adult men must be recognized and seriously contemplated.
I don't think that many of these men thought of themselves as evil or monsters. They all seemed pretty relaxed and pretty at peace with what they were doing. I think a lot of that comes from how normalized violence is in our culture, how normalized it is to be attracted to younger girls.
Underage sex work is a consistent problem in America. It might be time to ask why so many men think it is acceptable to pay money to rape an underage girl.
We have a huge pedophile problem in America that people just don't want to talk about because it makes them uncomfortable, but we're not going to solve anything if we're not willing to talk about it.
Wow. But yes, so I mainly wanted to just bring y'all the information of the missing children in Kern County. You know, we just talked about the missing kids in 150 that's been found in Tennessee. That all these missing kids, some of them were foster care kids. And the older teenagers that were in foster care, most of the time they're a runaway and they're running away from abuse and neglect or something going on at the home. They run away and then they run into the wrong person's hands that prey on these young kids. They got their eyes trained.
I was trafficked pretty much.
Their eyes is trained on identifying younger kids or abuse victims. They're trained to look at those type of things. So I was just going to do a video, but I figured I'd just go live and just talk a little bit about it. So I already been on here a little bit, but I want to bring out this information. Like, it's a lot of kids missing in Kern County. I don't know what they're doing. Are they going to? I mean, they're not even fully staffed. Well, in Cal City, we know they're not, but in Beckersville, I mean, I guess if FBI helps out, they can look into the ones that are unsolved and that are cold cases, which Orrin and Orson opened the door. Their case opened the door to them opening up the cold cases that were shut down. So it's even good that it was Orrin and Orson case brought attention to even look at the old cold cases that Kern County even had. because Owen and Orson case got so big, it just got so big. But these other cases, they need awareness brought to them. People are still missing. Some people are still out there in the desert, buried, dead, in faces that are still on the Kern County website, deceased. I mean, there's deceased people out there in the desert, missing people out there in the desert, and they're not forgot about. That's why I showed all their faces slowly. They're not forgot about. Because yes, we're fighting for Orrin and Orson, but still there's other people out there missing too that are deceased, that they're not forgot about. We can't forget about them. We can't forget about them. But yeah, I just wanted to bring that to y'all attention. Instead of making a video, I just, bring awareness to that. I'm debating whether I should bring to y'all information about other things, because I don't know. I mean, Pizzagate is a crime. I want to just deal with crimes. That's my thing. So I'm deciding whether I want to open that door, if my channel is ready for that door to be open for Pizzagate information about that. I don't know. I'm in Tennessee. Okay, Tony. Okay. I thought so, because people always say that Trezell didn't know, how did he get this? How did he get that? He didn't have a job. I mean, he was a security guard at one point. He had a job. Now, at some point, either the company closed down or something happened where he didn't become, he lost his job, and they was living off of the funds of the foster care, what he was getting from that. But he did have a job before, because people, keep going on saying that. But if y'all was here in the very beginning of when Orrin and Orson case broke open, in the very beginning, Trezell did have employment. A lot of people, don't know about that, or they don't, but that's how they most likely got the kids. Crime is a good subject for your channel. Just my opinion. You are rational and well, thank you, Traveler. They put out the parents something about foster kids. Oh yeah, I heard about that, Bruce. They had a court date. I read a little on that, to be honest. I didn't know what that was, but oh yeah, Pizzagate is very deep. I mean, it is a crime, so I might do one live on it, and I might do it tomorrow. Yeah, LaKendra, they won't talk about him. I don't know. It's very weird that nobody comes out and discusses nothing about Trezell. Makes you wonder why not. Thank you, Just Me. Oh, yeah. It's some things are hard to talk about, but it has to be brought attention to. It has to be, somebody has to bring attention. Somebody has to talk about it. You got to talk about it. If you don't, then how will people ever know? If you don't talk about it, if you don't bring attention to it, how will you ever know? People are probably scared. Yeah, people are probably scared to talk. You have a good night too, Bruce. Thank you for calling in, sweetie. But I might Yeah, then it says where it's at. Exactly, Mercedes. So I'm thinking about it. Like I said, if I do, we talked about a little bit of the human sex trafficking basically today. I might go into the Pizzagate a little bit tomorrow. I just hope y'all ready for it because it's very deep. So if we're gonna go there, we'll go there tomorrow. And Crystal Kaiser, I didn't forget. That's one more person that one of you guys brought to me to bring awareness to. So I'm definitely going to bring awareness to her case. I have their names right here by my computer, so I never forget them. I look at them every day. The people that I need to look into their cases. So I'm definitely going to get to Crystal Kaiser this week because Crystal case is very deep as well, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. So we're going to bring awareness to her case too. I want to say she killed her rapist. And I think she's doing time, if I'm not mistaken. She killed her rapist. And she ended up being locked up for killing her attacker, which is very unjust. I mean, that's self-defense, but she ended up getting locked up. So I'm looking into that. I gotta bring y'all that. And one of you guys wanted me to bring her up, and I was like, I'm gonna definitely bring her on the channel because her case needs some attention too. You gotta talk about her case too. Oh yeah, out on bail. So I don't forget about nobody that y'all asked me to bring to the forefront. I don't forget about nobody. I actually write them down. And we went through a couple of them already, but we got to go through Crystal Kaiser. So I'm going to get to her this week, actually. It'll probably be the day after tomorrow. And then tomorrow we're going to talk about Pizzagate. So y'all just be ready. It was in Bakersfield at the motel. What you talking about, Crystal? Or are you talking about something else, Tony? Yes, all cases matter. Yep, all cases matter. All of them need justice. And that's what we're here for. And that's why we do what we do. Even when it's too hard, we still do what we do. Because if something was ever to happen to me, I would want y'all to talk about my case. Definitely. You talking about the Crystal Kaiser? Tony? Or are you talking about something else? But thank you all for coming in tonight. I appreciate every last one of you. I love you guys very much. I just have one more person case that was requested, and it's Crystal. We'll get to her this week. We will be talking about Pizzagate tomorrow, so it's very deep. Very deep. Okay, so just be prepared for Pizzagate tomorrow. Just be prepared. It's very satanic, so be prepared. I'll probably do it a little bit earlier because I'm off tomorrow. So it'll probably be more during the day. It won't be at night. It will not be at night. But I love y'all very much. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Be prepared for Pizzagate. tomorrow. Be prepared. All right. Yeah, it's very scary and deep. Yeah. And it's very real. I mean, it's real. You'll be surprised, but okay, Tony. Gotcha. Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Thank you, moderators. Thank you, Crystal. Thank you, Night Owl. And thank y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace out.